We are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The drive starts with a carry by Edwards. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
And Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Jansen. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Now a man who played high school ball here in LaGrange, Texas, J.K. Dobbins. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
To throw on 2nd down, Jansen. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
How about the challenge we're seeing here in this game early? Man coverage against some fleet receivers. That time, the defense won.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Jansen. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Well, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. 4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Ross on the return. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep, and he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. On 2nd and 12, Garoppolo. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. David Ojabo running in to take him down.
2 plays so far, run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that have caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the assistant coaches said to the head coach, forget our running back rotation. This guy has it on hand, and they rolled him to a victory. Those are things you have to look out for in games like this.
Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
He's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Now here's Ross. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7-0 on the return, and the Texans will take over. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football. Well, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. A nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes you're fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jansen. And he's going to be taken down. Back around the 35-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinter's blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase it.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
That's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Here's Jordan Stout now. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Just 21 yards on the punt there. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
Here we go.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And, partner, I know so far, and we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
Well, you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right, where these teams are locked in and going at it, no points going up on the scoreboard? I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something maybe they haven't seen before. Coaches always talk about unscouted looks. Maybe you give them something that they haven't seen on tape, and now you shock them that way. The second, run your basic playbook, but run it so well that you give your skill position guys a chance to make big plays individually.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Wait.
To throw is Garoppolo. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
Buying time to his left. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third.
Oh, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down and distance. Knew it wasn't third down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the first down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
Yeah, he said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
On 1st and 10, Jansen. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. Well, that gives him a little room, but not much. A gain of 2 to the 5. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
They get 9 there, and in the process escaping their end zone, picking up a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. No score after 1 on EA Sports. 3 yards remain for 2nd down. Off the play fake. Jansen. He's got his man. It's Andrews. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Off play action. Jansen. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. That's taken on the 25. So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Here we go.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that'll bring up second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his...
Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
On 1st down, Jansen. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Nice job by the defense figuring that play out and holding it to a short game, but I don't think the offense is going to be daunted. They actually accomplished their goal there. Now they've got them aware that they can throw a screen at them, maybe to slow the pass rush down a little bit, and they can throw it downfield.
To throw on 2nd down, Jansen under a heavy rush, and down he goes. A loss of 3 on a sack made by multiple defenders.
How about that one? The so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was a strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
The Ravens on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Operating from the gun, Jansen. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They'll go with the option. Coming right. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
Partner, it wasn't that long ago that when I talk with these NFL coaches about different innovations in the college game, you can see their eyes roll and they just shut down right away. Don't bring me that Joe College stuff. Well, guess what? The college game has definitely infiltrated its way into the NFL.
Yeah, and these guys, when you're seeing the option defensively, you got to stick to your assignments. I know that's cliche. They didn't do it there.
And option football means exactly what you just talked about. Assignment football for defenders. And that drives them crazy because you have to think your way through a play as opposed to just reacting and making the play.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the 4th quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's 1 interception, we're still in the first half, I'm going to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now fourth down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and they will take over 1st and 10. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Jansen. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Call it a loss of 5. A big sack to bring up 3rd down. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 18. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And that will come the offense as they take over.
Here we go.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And once again, they stop him behind the line. Great job by this Ravens defense. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Now Garoppolo. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Trying to lay one up deep, and that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
Back to the air on second down. Jansen, and he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. A shotgun snap, and again to Dobbins. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Ross on the return. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. To throw, it's Garoppolo.
That's swung out wide to Sanders. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
He's got his man. It's the tight end, Brevin Jordan.
The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
11.
And yet again, it's Garoppolo.
And Garoppolo wisely, given his injury history, sliding to the ground there after picking up the 1st down.
Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the 1st, getting 14 yards on the scramble. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. This a 31-yard attempt. Fairbairn able to put this one through.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Taken from about the 12.
So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the 2nd half.
No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either, so certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They'll go again with Sanders. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. This is caught. It's Cooks.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run in the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And if we turn to the next-gen stats, the final clocking, well, it's ridiculous. 22.5 miles an hour.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Up the middle they go with Sanders. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now a play fake. Garoppolo.
He'll get that one to Carter, complete.
And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. So on 4th down, Texan kicker Kaimi Fairbairn comes on. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold it. Let's get the ball back for us.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Off the play fake. Jansen.
This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
It is fun to watch the big man work the middle of the field. How about that post route there? Did an excellent job of getting his head around to look the football in and gain significant yardage.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins.
And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Off play action. Jansen. He rifles one that's intercepted.
picked up by Christian Harris. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football.
We're holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half. Those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise.
Well, they intercept Garoppolo for the third time. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Ravens are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. It's a big play there for Baltimore.
So that one just a little touch pass, but it paid off quite handsomely.
Yeah, and let's face it, the quarterback loves it because it pads his stats as a completed pass for nice yardage downfield. But I like the way they get the receiver in motion. It's almost like he's running a route before he gets the football because he's got a full head of steam when the ball is popped in his direction.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
That play call wasn't there for them against that coverage. So they're going to spin the dial now in their play block and come up with one more shot at the marker to try and keep this series going.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up 4th down. And Tucker, the former Longhorn, puts this one through, and they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6.
So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They force the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
But the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football.
Fuck, dude, all you do is run around with triangle hell? Jesus Christ.
With an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
A give up the middle to Dobbins.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Now they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. Here's Justin Tucker now for the Raven field goal try. He hit his first, this one from 40 yards out. And Tucker, the former Longhorn, puts this one through, and that'll open the lead up to a touchdown now at 13-6.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
Crossing route complete to Ross.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. And my goodness, another interception.
Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Ravens are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
I'm starting to wonder, Charles, if 5 interceptions, is that the last that we've seen of him?
Well, I think that a lot of people hope that's the last they've seen of him in this game, probably including himself. If this were baseball, the manager would have been at the mound already and asked for the ball, and he'd be in there getting a shower. But in football, you might have to go stand on the sideline and watch the rest of it and see if your backup can do any better.
They'll start on the ground with Dobbins.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there.
Second and 9.
Looking to throw. Jansen. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And he's tackled at the 38, but they doubled their yardage. The play started at the 19, and they gained 19. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
An option handoff here to Dobbins.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to take it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up the key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. On 3rd down, Jansen slings it to Andrews, and it's complete. The tight end has it. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A much better effort we're seeing from him under center this week versus last week when he threw 4 picks.
He has thrown the 1 in this game, but you're right. When you cut it down from 4 the previous week, and we always talk about adjustments, well, he made some in practice. and he continues to work on it during the game. I'm sure he's getting plenty of reminders about how to stay in the moment, stay focused on the task.
And he's got him in the driver's seat here in the fourth quarter.
Here's a give to Dobbins.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jansen.
He'll check this down to Dobbins out of the backfield. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
To throw on 3rd down. Jansen. And that is incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And Tucker, the former Longhorn, puts this one through, and that one makes this a 10-point game at 16-6.
So that CD, an important one here in the fourth quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly.
Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10.
That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
And 22 more yards there and another 1st down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks. And they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. Got a man open, it's Ross.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Garoppolo again. Throw complete right side to Cooks.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
11.
Garoppolo to throw on 3rd and 1. There again is Cooks, complete. Touchdown, Texans. Brandon Cooks. his second touchdown on the season.
And the Texans have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. We may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And partner, except for those on the West Coast where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big-time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there, and they went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And with that last touchdown, I mean, we're set up for a good finish here. Some things to consider, Charles. Obviously, it's a very close game. You're in the fourth quarter. Defensively, they've got all 3 timeouts in their back pocket.
So the chess match really ramps up, doesn't it? Because in these situations, what do? Do you run the ball and kill the clock here? Or do you try and bury them with another score? And how about defensively? Do you use your timeouts at early's opportunity? Or wait till you hit the 2-minute warning? So there's a lot going into this one. Let's see how each side goes about their strategy.
To throw on second down. Jansen over the middle, complete. It's Mills. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. They'll try to draw here with Dobbins. That he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll come on to kick this one away. It's taken to the 26.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front, or maybe you bring additional guys, but you got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston 1st down. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Garoppolo. Oh, no, he lost the football, and the Ravens have got it.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball is so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. And some room to roam now. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. A nice toss play there to the left. More than enough room to move the chains.
And you know what I love about that play as a broadcaster? Seeing the big guys move. Seeing them get upfield and take out defenders. You know what I hated as a defensive back?
What?
That exact same thing. Seeing those linemen coming downfield, getting ready to blot out the sun.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They'll run the toss here. Edwards. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to make the tackle. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really a stellar performance.
So for the Ravens, it's a much-needed victory as it gets them back to 2-4 on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for Houston, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they'll have a chance.
Yeah. You're in the presence of the realest essence. I've been serving lessons since the days of my adolescence. On the Cypress block, young buck, holding it like we knew it all. Not afraid to do it all. Matter of fact, I look back and do it all. I can remember the haters say the game will ruin y'all. What's that to me? Don't give up about a hater. Let them live like the in my paper. They